Hey everyone. So yesterday the counties of New California state got together and are reading grievances publicly. They did this, they started in 2018 and they read 95 grievances publicly. So they started 2018 and once a week they read the grievances, one grievance a week. And we are doing chapter 2 now because Washington D.C. actually liked what we were doing and they want more, let's just say. Anyways, so yesterday I got a lot of people saying that they could not hear very well what was being read, and so we are working on that. But I thought in the meantime, I might as well read a little bit of what we read yesterday, and I will be putting it on our local board. You are welcome to share it with your friends and your local communities. And sorry, I have a 1-year-old pushing furniture around. Yeah. So anyways, I'm just going to start reading a little bit. I might not read the whole thing, but I just think it would be important for some of you guys to actually hear what was being said. So this is a notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievances 2. You can see this. Anyways, so May 5th, 2020, which was yesterday, New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3 and 4. We are determined to live under a state government. Cohen? No. Excuse me. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of... Got some help here. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15th, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute a new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism. It is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of... Sorry, I know it's kind of loud. Cohen is fixing my stove, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to start over because I think he got kind of loud for a minute. So hold on. Cohen, don't play with that. All right. So I'm going to start over with that. We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Yes. That's why I said not to do that. Get over here and help me, okay? Can you help me? Here. Can you scrub that? ah. Anyways, guys, so the First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and January 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. So, there you have it. That's our public statement there. I have some pretty loud kids right now, so I am going to stop with that and later check in, or maybe I'll go live and read some other, the Chapter 2 grievances for, that we're starting now. So anyways, guys, yeah, I just wanted to, post this so that you can hear what is going on, because I just think it's really important that people are hearing what is going on. And this is happening, guys. This is actually happening. And so if you want your religious freedoms and your rights to free speech, you really need to be looking into this too. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you guys later and try to entertain some little boys. Hey guys, so I'm back. We went to town this morning. We went and hung out with some friends who are selling their beef that they've raised themselves, and they're selling it. And we went and had lunch with my mom at one of the restaurants in town. It was a really nice morning to go. It was so nice to just go and hang out with friends and talk and eat, and we just had a good time. It was a beautiful morning. So anyways, so I'm just gonna let you read this real quick so you know what I'm reading. State of New California, Chapter 2, Grievance to Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. Okay? So, alright, so I'm just going to read. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. Pay close attention to this. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Sorry if you hear a lot of screaming. I have 3 boys and they are outside. I assure you they are just fine. They're just playing outside. Anyways, California, as the nation's most populous state, flipped from tens of billions of dollars in surplus to hundreds of billions of dollars in deficits over the course of a few weeks, according to the state's tyrannical governor. This is what he said. Last year, I did a May revise with a $21.4 billion budget surplus. This year, I will be doing a May revise looking at tens of billions of dollars in deficit. We just went tens of billions in surplus in just weeks to deficits. The tyrannical dictator of the state of California has been reassuring the state, the country, and the entire world that the sixth largest economy in the world had a $21.4 billion surplus and had no financial issues. In reality, the tyrant has been perpetrating for years one of the biggest lies ever in our nation's history. California's tyrant dictator then used the COVID-19 virus closure of Orange County beaches in an effort to distract the public from the state's tens of billions of dollars financial freefall. In the tyrant's April 30th executive order closing Orange County beaches to stop the COVID-19 virus, he sparked a series of viral protests over the weekend that brought out thousands of mostly young and very angry demonstrators shouting USA and waving freedom, we the people, and recall the tyrant's signs. Orange County beach closures distracted the public from Newsom's real crisis, which is a tanking state budget that he just acknowledged has gone from a $21.4 billion budget surplus to hundreds of billions of dollars in deficit. What's up, bro? Yeah. So, I gotta be a mom right now, too. Okay. To further his lie, the tyrant governor failed to do anything about a reported $320 billion of missing funds from 2019 that his own government was hiding from the public until exposed in a lawsuit by a nonprofit organization. Okay. So everything that I'm reading, go look up, guys. Go look it up. And it's true. It's just, this is what's happening in California, okay? It is well known that California is the sixth largest economy in the world, and that California also feeds much of the world. And this in spite of California's governmental overreach and overregulation, which has caused many to flee to areas that value and protect our freedoms. That's so true. Like, so many people are leaving California, and it makes me really sad. I'm a native of California. My family came to California in the gold rush. Like, I don't want to leave here, but I don't think I ever will. I'm going to stay and fight. If everyone leaves, there won't be any fight. Rather than protecting the rights of the citizens to freely associate, move, and conduct their lives in a manner that allows them to stay safe and use their own discretion in the public interest, the nanny state governor has locked down the most productive and innovative economy in the world without the consent of the governed, without lawful process, and in direct contravention to the Bill of Rights in an attempt to distract from his lies. Okay. I think the kids are fine right now, so I'm just going to keep reading. What the mono-party government of the failed state of California fails to realize is that the implications for this lockdown recession are likely to become global in scope. It is also likely that the weakened status of California due to the governor's actions will compromise our national security while being completely avoidable. The governor has doubled down on his bullying tactics in an effort to coerce the citizens of California and bully them into submission. The tyrant's lockdown recession is likely to be the sniffle that caused the world to catch the flu and our state to die. Our county was the first county in California to open. We had 0 cases of COVID-19 so far. 0 confirmed, I should say. Who knows if some of us get it, have gotten it, and we plowed through, you know. Okay, I am back again. Still being a mom here, had to go wipe a butt. So yes, as I was saying, our county was the first county in California to open up after this COVID-19 thing. We had 0 cases through this whole ordeal. We had 0 cases. Most of our county is essential. To me, I would argue every single job is essential. If you cut hair, that is essential because that is your job and that is how you put food on your table. That's essential, right? I mean, I don't know how your job is any less essential than my job. Just because, I mean, as long as we're both trying to put food on the table, right? That's my argument. But, so anyways, most of our county is essential because we are agriculture. And, so, yeah. I'm just going to keep reading. Sorry if my kids are kind of loud because I know they are loud. But, oh well. The true purpose of all government is to promote the welfare and provide for the protection and security of the governed. And when any form or organization of government proves inadequate for or subversive of this purpose, it's the right, it's the duty of the people to alter or abolish it. We are self-governed. We are a self-governed country, and we need to keep it that way. Our next thing we know, we're going to be fighting the redcoats. The exiting state of California government, thus called, has not only abused the powers nominally entrusted to it, but with the connivance and active aid of the executive, has usurped and exercised other powers to the manifest injury of the people, which, if permitted, will inevitably subject them to despotism and tyranny. According to the Declaration of Independence, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. The governed are we the people. We must now declare an end to the temporary and voluntary curtailment of our constitutional liberties. Henceforth, and begin this day, we no longer offer emergency consent. The dangers of continuing in blind compliance to unconstitutional dictates and edicts are leading to irreparable damage to the present crop, the harvest, destroying the cycle of our vital food chains, systems of production, economic and financial ruins to millions of families, businesses, leading to deaths because of delayed diagnosis and treatment due to the lockdown. Okay? While we supported voluntary precautions during this time, we will no longer play a part of the unconstitutional dictates and edicts of a governor and his unelected officials who are using the machinery of government to destroy our constitutional rights. You hear this, people? Our citizens, now suffering from hunger and financial ruin, must be supported by the liberties that are essential for the resumption of normal life. It is reasonable to quarantine the sick, but not the healthy, okay? When I am sick, we stay home. Now I have a dog. Go outside. Go outside. When we were sick, we stayed home. Yes, I don't go over to my elderly neighbor's house when I'm sick. I don't go to my grandparents' house when I'm sick. I'm considerate of my friends and family when I'm sick. However, when I hear of other people being sick, I don't go around them either because I don't want to get sick to a certain extent. Had to go govern my children. All right. Our citizens now suffering from hunger and financial ruin must be supported by the liberties that are essential for the resumption of normal life. It is reasonable to quarantine the sick, but not the healthy. We encourage citizens to support and patronize our small businesses and the social climate of liberty that is essential to preventing the current situation from becoming the new normal. Okay. Look at the numbers, people. Please, look at the numbers. Okay. Please don't watch the fake news. Please do your own research. Look at independent news resources. There's so many out there. There's people that are real news people that are going out there and figuring out the facts. There are whistleblowers, there are nurses that are working in New York City who are telling the truth. There are people that are actually there on the battlefield, and they're telling the truth. Are we going to listen to them? We better. Today, California is in a state of free fall at all levels. This free fall has been orchestrated over the last 70 years by socialists and communists, and we're now nearing the end of their socialist communist plan that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce United States citizens living in California under absolute despotism. All their plans have been in direct violation of both Article 4, Section 4, and Article 6 of the United States Constitution. There is one hope, and that is a new constitution that the state of New California will provide to those in New California state. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, and a mono-state system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Okay? Acts of succession. Therefore, this California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. I know this is kind of intense, but let me tell you, I'm 27 years old. 28. I'm 28 years old. I have 3 kids. I have 3 boys, and we want to raise our kids to be free. And I'm not going to put up with this. We are not going to put up with this. We are not. Okay? Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the mono-party legislator, and local elected officials is evident of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. So, yeah. I just am really passionate about this because I see my rights being taken away from me right before my very eyes. And if I just sit back and say, oh, that's something I can deal with, that's something that I can choose still, I'm still living a pretty happy, free life. What's going to happen to the next step? If this generation, my generation, okay, all of my millennial friends, we have got to step up. We have got to stop being millennials. I hate the term millennial. I hate that it is a title that people throw out. I feel like it's an excuse to be the way we are. And no. We will fight for freedom. And I want everyone in my age group to come along with us, because we're at this place where we're raising children and we have got to fight back for our children's sake, guys. I am not going to have my children not live in a free country. I'm not going to have it. And a lot of this stuff is scary. I mean, in California, we do not have the right. I do not have the right, because of my religious views, to not send my children. To send my children to school because of my religious views. I can't do it. That right was stripped from me. Now, even for my own personal reasons, and from what I've researched medically, there are kids who have been medically injured from pharmaceuticals. And guess what? They're not allowed to go to school in California. Our rights are getting stripped away from us. And California was one of the greatest states ever. And now I hate telling people I'm from California. Why is that? We really got to think about this. We've got to think about this, and we have got to move forward, and we have got to fight for our rights. If we don't fight, there's no life. I've refused to live in fear. I refuse to live in fear because it is not living. It's not living.